Hello and welcome to the Velvet Revolution. It feels like we've had a bit of a pause, but it's good to be back.
A menopause.
A menopause. No, obviously, all you lot listening out there won't have noticed this pause, but for Dave and I, it's been a couple of weeks. So it's nice to be back. And yeah, it's good to see you, Dave. How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm good, thank you. You're sounding gruff again, tonally.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons we haven't done one for a couple of weeks. Is I've had a bit of a cold, which has still got the remnants. It's still gripping me a little bit.
You do. You sound, again, I think I've said it before, Barry White-esque,
Yeah,
Anyway, yeah, I'm good.
the
Yeah,
revolutionary walrus.
yeah, I like that. That's good. Make a note of that.
Okay.
Maybe you could do a little character around that.
Yeah, yeah,
Etch a little revolutionary walrus.
yeah,
I like that. These big, what are they called? Tusks.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, I mean, I'm good. Yeah, I'm feeling good, man. Yeah. Just continue to stay in my little ecosystem of serenity, which I'm maintaining. Um, yeah. So doing all the usual things to um, um, tend to my garden, if you want to call it that. Oh, mentioning that, whilst I mention that, tend to my garden, I've been, I think I've told you, I think I've shared it with you, haven't I? I'm growing like stuff on my windowsill, so like indoors. Got a propagator. Have I ever
Okay.
told you this?
No, you haven't. What are you growing?
A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm really getting into it because my so childhood memories of being in my granddad on my dad's side was greenhouses full of tomatoes or tomatoes, depends where you live,
Mm-hmm.
are plentiful. There was like they were in abundance. It was like we were in me and my brother, tiny little, we were young, walking into this like jungle, this forest. It's like the Amazonian sprawling forest of tomatoes. Right? That's all I remember. Can't remember anything else. Maybe he grew other stuff, but it was just a lot of tomatoes.
Oh, you definitely grew other stuff. That's why you
Yeah,
can't remember.
yeah. And he had a garage full of ale
There you go.
because he was the director of Marston's Brewery in Burn-on-Trent.
Uh, so he was growing other substances and real ale.
Yeah, so it's like
So
memories
it's
of
you
yeah.
only remember tomatoes. Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah. So sitting on crates of ale in the garage whilst picking on cherry tomatoes, whatever they were.
Mm,
Yeah. So anyway, so it's in the genes,
yeah.
in the gene pool. It was always destined that I was going to grow some leaves,
Okay.
right? So, and then my dad's got plots on his where he lives, and he tends to his garden, and yeah, I think I don't know, I can't answer for my brother, but I'm pretty sure he's dabbling with maybe some growing something or another.
Mm-hmm.
Presume it's legal. And and so I've just recently got into it. So I started sowing my seeds in January.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Beautifully put.
yeah, and I'm starting to reap. I've got little sprogs popping up everywhere.
Nice.
I've got little plants. Yeah, I mean I've got so just quickly. I've got I bought some troughs, galvanized, you know,
Right.
um, steel, metal, whatever you want to call them, silver. Really nice, rustic
Mm-hmm.
troughs that you can put outside, but they remain on my window ledge. I've got three, and I've got a fourth one coming, and I've got all like really, you know, bit sort of OCD about it. I've got it all rose, and
Hmm.
probably going to town with it. I'm loving it, and so yeah, I've just started to get into it. I went to the farmer's supply place down the road the other day, and I was just like, oh my God, I'm in the element. It's just like loads of stuff, compost. I bought a new trowel, some bamboo canes.
And what have you actually grown? Tomatoes.
All right, so I'm starting to already snip away and
Yeah,
sprinkle my parsley.
yeah,
Right, got really good fresh parsley, and I
nice.
even gifted someone, so I'm starting to trade it.
Okay.
Right, it's all about the trade.
Yeah. What did you
Right,
trade it for?
some food.
Okay.
Yeah, someone made me some food.
Not
Uh,
some leather gloves or something. No. I was
no,
just trying to think what you might trade it for.
some
Some rope.
silk moccasins.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and I have got right. Okay, so I've got parsley. I'm sorry for boring anyone at home, but it's that's what I'm into, man. I'm loving it.
Yeah,
It's my
yeah, yeah.
latest thing, and I've got a plan because I want to be on the land. I want to. This is where I'm working towards, and I'm training. I'm in training.
Hmm.
Wild Man Dave is preparing himself to take my operation, you know, to somewhere like a field. You know what I
And
mean?
you're gonna live off parsley. Parsley?
So
Parsley?
right. So
How
I've
do you
got
say parsley?
parsley.
Parsley.
Parsley. It's got an S in it.
Yeah?
You said parsley.
Yeah.
It's
Parsley.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
You got that,
Yeah.
teacher?
All right. Thanks very much.
Right. So parsley, oregano.
Oh, oregano.
Why'd you say that? That's not right.
That's no, for our American listeners.
Oh, leave it out. It's oregano.
Okay.
You say oregano. It's not part of the like orangutan family, man. What the fuck? Right, so oregano, so parsley, oregano. I've got coriander that's starting
Hmm.
to really shoot up. Now I've been told by people that coriander is really hard to grow.
Okay.
Well, it's not my experience.
No.
Right, coriander. I've just started to seed. Put some basil in.
Oh.
Um, I've got tomatoes already growing.
Hmm.
They're starting to shoot. I've not got the actual fruit on it yet. Do you think it's fruit or vegetable?
It's a fruit. It's got
Yeah,
seeds in it.
yeah. All right. Um, and I've got some broccoli and courgette that I've got going next month. Not done them yet. Got a cauliflower in. Um,
Wow.
got jalapeno.
Okay.
I've got red pepper.
Uh-huh.
Uh, kale, but that didn't take too well, so I have another attempt at doing kale. There's more.
Yeah.
Mint,
How big are these troughs?
fresh mint. They're big.
They're big.
I've got
Okay.
big window sills. I've got a south-facing property, and it's like big glass windows, so they're all in south-facing sun. It's like a greenhouse.
Okay.
I'm proper set up. I'm full operational.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Veg cartel. Anyway, look, I'm gonna move on from that because I'm boring myself talking about it. But I'm really into it. I love it, and I'm starting to yield the results of,
Hmm.
and it's great. I feel it's pure organic. I don't appreciate having to pay 20 quid for four organic apples somewhere
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I wanna produce my own stuff, and what's the cost of that? A packet of seeds,
Hmm.
and a bit of water, and a bit of time and care to look after them. And then you're starting to yield your own results. And then I intend to get my protein out of the ocean.
Okay.
Watch this space, Mr. Rice.
You will be self-sufficient before we know it.
Anyway, so that's all part of what I've just shared there is all part of why I'm in this little ecosystem of mine. I'm feeling really good because I'm doing stuff like that. I'm
Hmm.
working with, living organisms and bringing things to life. You know, I've not had a kid. I've not sowed my seed in that way. So I'm sort of maybe experiencing fatherhood through my plants.
Yeah,
So they're my kids.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your plants and Rupert are your children.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, yeah,
beautiful. That's beautiful.
yeah.
It's quite poignant.
Anyway. Oh, and just before I move on, right, I made a mental note of this. I want to share. I had this mad dream. I had
Okay.
this mad dream. That um you know Uri Geller?
Yes. Is he
Yeah.
still alive?
I don't know.
Okay.
The spoon bender.
The spoon bender. Michael Jackson's mate.
Is he?
Yeah,
Was
they
he?
were really good friends.
I didn't know that.
Mm,
There's a Michael Jackson film coming out.
there is.
Oh, I just saw that the other day when I walked past the cinema. I was like, what? Oh my God, that'd be good, wouldn't it?
Mm,
So my dream was that Uri Geller was the military reporter for the TVR for the Velvet Revolution. So we were broadcasting live on our channel,
yeah.
and Uri Geller was like the roaming reporter. He was the military reporter
Okay.
somewhere.
Out in a war zone.
Yeah, this is for real. This is my dream. And he was talking into a wooden spoon. Yeah, that was his mic. And
Nice.
anyway, I just want to share that because it was TVR related. I thought you
Hmm.
might chuckle at that. It's a bit abstract.
A bit random.
Yeah, so maybe that will manifest. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think he's alive still. So,
Okay.
okay.
Well, maybe the idea, the concepts, we need someone that's not Uri Geller, but someone.
Yeah. I'm presuming he would struggle to bend a wooden spoon as well.
You can't. Can you bend wood? No.
Mm, no. No. Okay.
Right. Anyway, how are you?
How am I? I am husky. I am tired. I am yeah, I'm in one of those zones. I don't know if you've ever felt this, but it's like I'm waiting for something to happen. There's a shift happening. I can feel a shift coming, and life has changed uh in terms of my routines, I think. And yeah, it's kind of like, right, what next? And it might be that actually I've just settled into a different rhythm and I just need to get used to it. Uh, or it might be that something is imminent, is coming, but I don't know what it is yet. So I sort of have this. It's a little bit of restlessness, I think, like something. Yeah, there's lots of change happening, and I'm sort of waiting for it all to settle down again.
Is there any trace of agitation?
Agitation.
You said
It's a little bit.
restlessness.
It's a little bit.
Restlessness.
Mm,
Because there is, not always, but restlessness. I think agitation is, a family member of of the of that experience of restlessness is there's sometimes a little bit of agitation knocking around,
mm.
maybe. Right.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a sense of uh, to agitate or to make something to almost force a situation. There's a lack of. It's all a bit cryptic, I think, but it's yeah. There's an uncomfortableness with how things are at the moment in my life.
So is there some complacency there?
Mm, no, no, it's like it's just trying to get used to how things are. And I think it's very easy to end up in routines and settled in places without challenging yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things I'm really it's like a I'm sort of caught between this idea of going, okay, everything's all right, but actually I need to do loads more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was listening to, I was watching a video the other day of Paddy McGuinness, and
Paddy McGuinness.
he's the guy from, he's a presenter and a TV guy. He was
He's
on Phoenix
he,
Nights
yeah. Um,
with
uh,
what's his face,
oh,
Peter Kay.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so he was one of the security guards, wasn't he? That's where he first sort of started. And he was talking about something called the Hard 75. And I may have misquoted that. It might be called something, but it's something of the premise of it is you have 75 days, and in these 75 days you have to exercise for on two separate occasions for 45 minutes. You have to drink a certain amount of water. You have to read 10 pages of non-fiction. And what was the other things? Oh, you had to take a photo of your progress, a daily photo.
Why? Where's he getting this from?
It's some American dude that's like gone.
Oh, I've already switched off. Sorry.
But it's more about sort of mental discipline, about setting yourself a challenge. And it's not that I necessarily want to do this,
Yeah,
but there's something about the idea of challenging myself. Like I did that diet for 2 months and like it was really successful.
yeah.
And then it's like, what next? What do I do
Right.
next? And it's like,
You carry on.
yeah, but just carrying on, I find really hard.
Yeah, but that's like, yeah. All right.
So it's
Yeah,
it's it's like it's like okay, just being in that routine. It's like yeah, it all just becomes too complacent. I get
yeah.
too complacent with it. It's all like, oh, okay.
I just think we live in a bit of an ADHD world, right? Now, whether people actually identify with actually being diagnosed or self-diagnosed or formally diagnosed as being ADHD, and everyone knows what it is, I don't need to explain it. We live in an ADHD fucking world,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's designed like it's really hard to sustain momentum and discipline with getting in a lane of something that's working for us and staying in it. There's too
Yeah.
many distractions and things to derail us and take us a different route,
Mm-hmm.
or if you're in America, route.
Oregano.
Fuck off. So that's the way I see it. It's my opinion, and it's
Okay.
my experience. So I need to establish fuck all this 75 days bullshit and these 10 rules, fucking five things, two things. I say just turn off from all that and go inward. Don't worry about what everyone else is saying to do or what they're doing. Just be with yourself. Just be with yourself. Go inward. It's a very personal, unique, um, tailor-made thing that you can do. You know, it's bespoke. Well, I forget what everyone else is doing, all them trends. And sorry, I'm debunking this this
Well,
BS that I'm hearing.
it's not. It's as I said, it's not something that I necessarily want to uh, adhere to.
Hmm.
It's more about how my mind is working in terms of right. Okay, what's the next challenge? What's the next thing?
But you're already in one. You've set yourself one. Why not stick with that and continue to do it?
Because I
Why
don't want to.
why are you so why has it got so unattractive to you all of a sudden to continue that? Because you was really amplified and inspired, and you know you was talking about on air. You was really into it and you was yielding the results and you felt really great. And what's changed? What's changed for you to want to look outside of that? If it's working, keep doing it.
Because it's not sustainable.
Why not?
Because what I was doing was eating 800 calories a day, and I can't keep doing that.
Okay, so you just refine it, you tweak it.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. And the moment I refine and tweak, and it's not, it something flips.
But okay, so let's look at this. Because because this is what happens, and this is for everyone. This is why I sound like I'm debunking it. I kind of am, but I'm trying to do it in a really skillful way where it's not me just going, oh, I'm not doing it, so no one else should.
Hmm.
It's not what I'm doing. It's like it's me challenging what I'm hearing
Yeah.
because I know where you're at with stuff. You've shared it on here. Everyone else who's listening knows where you're at with stuff, what you're trying to achieve, what you're doing, what you've been doing. You know, we've always been banging on about don't try, do, do, do. And the
Hmm.
thing with all these things that are out there, it's people are constantly, it's a distraction. People are constantly trying out new things to find the thing that's going to work.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
if you wasn't to do that and you just stick with and do the things that are working, so it started to work for you what you was doing, right? You've got the evidence. You feel great, but you said it's not sustainable, right? So don't deviate away from it. Let's look at it. How can you stick with it, but tweak it to have, you know, it's invest in the time, the discipline, and the focus in what you're doing. You've chosen to do this because your life depended on it because it was a diabetic situation where your health needed it,
Hmm.
and you've done the great thing that we always promote on here, which is taking accountability. You've done it, and you're still doing that, but then you're starting to deviate and drift away from it because what?
Because of this is how my brain works.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So it's
let
kind of like what you're saying in terms of that sort of,
this is
it's
what
like,
people
what next?
this
What?
is what people do.
Yeah.
This is what people do. It's what I
So like,
do. It's
it's,
what I
yeah,
can do it
go on.
too. No, that's
Yeah.
it. I can do it too. I'm not just saying it's everyone, it's you and everyone else.
Yeah.
I can do it too.
You're like, it is. It's very easy to get distracted from the thing which is at the core of everything,
Mm,
and the simplicity of like, okay, if I do this, this, and this is the outcome.
yeah,
And it's like, I guess it is that almost tendency to overcomplicate things and go, right, there's got to be more.
100%.
There's got to be more than that because it can't be that straightforward.
Exactly.
And the reality is that actually it is, but my brain's going, no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to sabotage that. I'm going to do
Exactly.
this. There's got to be more things to do, and the more things you add in, the more things that happen on top, the more distractions you get. It's like, yeah, the less the core thing happens, the
Yeah.
simple things happen because you're like, I'm distracted from all that now. I'm going to be doing X, Y, and Z.
This is why people can't stay sober
Yeah,
because they deviate with every set intention to do it. After a while, it's like I'm a bit bored of this now.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Or whatever, right? Or oh, I feel great. I'll have a day off.
Exactly.
And you start to wonder, right? And it requires discipline. It requires every great sensei, self mastery. I'm not going to use the word guru. Fuck gurus, right? You know what I mean. Anyone who's an OG,
Which gurus upset you? Who's hurt
uh,
you?
just it's just right. So um, I was talking to a black belt jiu-jitsu sensei just the other day.
Yeah.
He runs an electrical store,
Okay.
and I went down there to get an LED lamp for my bathroom.
All right.
And there was a sign on his door that said, I'm closed on Saturday going to a jiu-jitsu competition."
Okay.
I thought, oh, I've got to ask him about this. So I went in there to talk electrics, got me LED bulb, and I was like, "So are you are you going to the competition? Is it you're doing jiu-jitsu?" And he goes, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And I was like, "Oh wow!" Like, he goes, "I haven't got any competition though." And I thought, what does he mean by that? And it's because no one will fight him.
Because he's too good.
He's fucking very good.
Mm.
He's black belt, and he has been for many years. But he teaches. So I thought, "Hello, sensei." So I've now inadvertently went in to get an LED lamp and I've walked out there and I've kind of signed up to going and doing some
Jiu-Jitsu.
jiu-jitsu with him.
Nice.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm gonna tap into it, but it's sort of encroaching on my personal boundaries and space because it's kind of like grappling men on the floor on a mat.
Mm, okay.
But I'm sold, man. I wanna, there's a lot you can learn from it.
Mm. So the simple thing
Anyway,
is,
so
the
sorry.
simple thing is discipline and consistency.
So yeah, you want to be a black belt in life, right?
Yeah.
You ain't gonna just like with every intention you want to get your black belt in life, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's for everyone, right? We wanna know how to master our lives, right? And master ourselves. Yet we're not prepared. Like we'll start off white belt, we might progress up a couple of belts, learn a few moves, and then you sort of go, a bit bored of this now.
Mm-hmm.
Think I'll try squash. Or
Okay.
something else, just because I'm a bit bored.
Yeah.
Or, the brain creates a million reasons why the thing you're doing is not working for you.
Yeah.
And it's part of the neurosis. If anyone's not been with us that long, or you want a refresher, go to Neurotic. We've done an episode on it. It will tell you everything to back up what I'm saying, that the mind is designed to try and derail us from actually getting a black belt.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got to fight that shit. So what I've learned over the years, and I'm not a master, not proclaiming to be, but what I do know is what I'm talking about. I can back it up with the evidence that what I'm talking about has got something in it. So it's not like you need to go and find something else that can work for you. It's just stick at what you've already set out to do that you're doing, but tweak it. You have to keep tweaking it. It's like somebody's trying to be sober, right? You might have a relapse. That's all right. Don't give up because it's working for you. You just had a little relapse. You just got to tweak the things that kind of relapse is part of the recovery. It's all part of it. But don't give up. Stick at it, but just keep tweaking it, refine it, talk to people. Where do I, this is why it's important to have people who have walked the path before you. So you can say, what happened when you did that? Oh, it's all right. Don't worry. I just did this, X, Y, and Z. It's okay. Keep going. Keep it simple. Don't overthink it. Don't self-sabotage. Don't believe the bullshit that your head's telling you. Keep going. You deserve it. You're worth it.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying is truth.
Yeah. 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 No, no. And yeah. I've, I was very, very strict with myself for 2 months.
Yeah.
And I got to a point where I'm like, oh, yeah, this is really good.
Yeah.
And then, so what I've got a year planner on my wall,
Okay. Yeah.
and I've got some sticky dots.
Okay.
And every day when my blood levels have been good,
Mm-hmm.
I put a green dot on the year planner to say that day has been good. And in the past this month, since I've stopped doing the very rigid diet,
Mm-hmm.
I now have 3 red dots over the course of 29 days. So out of 29 days, 3 days have been red where I've slipped.
Okay. So red flags.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So the discipline on those days has gone, and I have either eaten too much or I've eaten. I mean, my I've realised that this sounds ridiculous. I think it does to me, but my thing at the moment is if I slip, I eat nuts. So it's almonds, cashew nuts, walnuts, any nuts,
Yeah.
and I can't stop. It's like crack cocaine. That's like these are too moreish. I can't stop.
Are
So if I
you
open a bag of nuts, that I can't just have like, oh, I'll just have a couple.
are you like harassing squirrels if you run out of nuts? You
That
know, you're
is it.
going out into the fucking woods and you're like, "Where's your fucking nuts? I
Yeah.
need nuts." You're going all manic with it.
Yeah. My cheeks are full. I've got stashes of nuts buried around the place. And yeah, and
So
yeah, it's like that thing. It's like the discipline is so hard to keep going. I've to train the mind to be that disciplined all the time without there be, someone like you said, someone says, "Oh, I'll just give myself a treat day."
yeah,
Or just give myself, this day I can have this day off because it'll be okay because I know I can do it now. That's how my brain's kind of working at the moment. It's kind of like,
oh, yeah.
I can just, I can just have this today because I know tomorrow I can get it
Mm.
back.
So you got to catch it.
Yeah,
So your mental defense from the nature of how it manifests is you've got a weak point, and
yeah,
it's your mental agility, stability for catching it. So
uh,
that's where it comes in. It comes in the back door, right? It's might be a quiet whisper saying,
yeah.
"Have a nut. Look, go on, have a nut. You love my nuts. Go and have a nut."
Yeah.
Right? And you're like, and you start to get aroused by the thought of eating nuts. Like, I'm
Yeah.
talking serious. This is like sounds like a joke, but it's serious. This is what happens. It's the nature of our thinking, right? Um, have a nut. You love my nuts, don't you? Have a chomp, right? And then you're sort of like, oh hello, right? And it's on,
It's
right? And
on.
it kind of it's on before it's on. Before it happens, there's that. That's what happens. Whether you're fighting, not smoking, not vaping, not eating nuts, not drinking, not doing a lot of things. This is the nature of it. Is you want it. Have it.
Hmm.
Let's play. Come on. It's nice and shiny and bright over here. Yummy. It's a little kind of
Gremlin.
backdoor gremlin,
Backdoor gremlin.
and it just and I've always said this. You know this, Ben. You know it well. It's doing press ups, man.
Yeah.
It's laying dormant, and we're celebrating, having a good time, going, yeah, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling, whether it's I'm feeling sober, I'm feeling really super healthy, and cleaning my body because I'm not eating the things that I know, and da 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 da, and we're feeling great. But that little fucker, it's having a workout on the
Mm.
on the on the down low, and it's waiting for us to get complacent. It's waiting for us to get too comfortable, and then it comes in. It goes, "Hello, only me," and then you're like, "Oh," and then if we haven't got that ability to catch it and recognize it and go, I see you. Hello. And it's not about getting in a battle with it and having a fight with it because it loves that. It's actually to turn the narrative back to it and go, it's kind of been a bit like what I learned to do is just to be a bit, it's to befriend it and say, wait, no, 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 no. I see you, man. I know what you're doing. It's just having that internal mediation in your mind. You've got to have the mental capacity, stability, stamina, awareness. We've got to be conscious enough to catch it and to actually deal with it in the right energy, not
Hmm.
not be in a battle with it. Because if you try and deny it and you're just trying to block it out and you're just trying to shut it up and it's a battle, it'll have you. It's more about just making peace with it and going, it's
Yeah.
okay. It's there. I know it's there. I know what you're doing. Just accepting the nature of the gremlin. And I need to up my game a bit. And I need to do some mental workouts to make sure I've got a strong um, agility to catch it and to just keep it at bay. You know?
Mm.
And that's where all things meditation come in, because that's how we build that strength and stamina. And that's the part that people aren't really prepared to do. So crack on,
Mm.
be at risk from that little gremlin getting you every time. You've got to build your mental defense, stamina. You've got to have a strong mindset.
Got have a good toolbox.
Yeah. And that's why you want to get some mentoring from a good sensei, because someone that knows what they're doing, how to do it and train. It's
Change your bathroom light.
work to do. Go and get a sensei. Or you can do it yourself, DIY. But just sitting down for 10 minutes every morning and just being able to sit in your thoughts in your mind and recognize what's going on and not be um, debilitated by that process of being with yourself 10 minutes in silence is building your stamina. That's the work.
Mm.
Otherwise, your gremlins are just running riot, and it's just like it's a free for all.
Mm.
You've got no control. We've just done an episode.
Here we have
What one was this?
G for Gremlin.
Yeah, N for
What?
nut enthusiast.
Yeah, yeah, and for nuts.
Yeah, N for nuts, and in brackets, am I? This is the nature of all. I have it, you have it, we all have it. Anyone that says they ain't got it is just completely unconscious. Has no clue of what They're not aware of. They're not connecting the dots. This is what plays out in the background.
Yeah, yeah.
And when you get some self-awareness, it's amplified. And that's why if it gets too noisy and you're not sure what to do with it, you're just likely to go the other way with it and try and drown it out again. It's like,
Mm.
oh, fucking hell, I don't like this. That's what happens. A lot of people try and raise their vibration, get more conscious. It's like, fuck, this is too amplified for me. Can't handle this.
Yeah.
Go back to being on a lower vibration consciousness.
It's almost like the more space you have, the more silence you have, the louder it gets.
Yeah,
It's almost like you can't cope with that space.
yeah. But the true master, not these, you know, toxic men that think,
Mm.
being a Marine cadet, a Green Beret bullshit, fucking, I'm gonna snap someone's neck, masculinity. That's not that's not the master of anyone. They haven't mastered themselves. They're the master of other people.
Mm.
Yeah, the true master is the person that masters their self mastery,
Mm.
and that's a hard path to walk.
Mm.
Scary. Not a lot of people want to do it because it's you got to go inward and you got to do a bit of work.
Do a lot of work.
There's a lot of work, but you're doing it. This is why you're coming up against all of these. These are just challenges. These are tests.
These are the 36 chambers.
Yeah, they are, and it's what you do with it.
Mm.
Relapse. There's a lot of stigma to that word, but it's the best word to use. Relapse in behavior, whatever it may be, relapse in attitude, relapse in enthusiasm, relapse in inspiration, relapse in motivation to be on the path of redemption, or however you see it, recovery or wellness. Relapse is part of the journey, but it's what you do with it.
Yeah, who was it who pointed that out? I think someone talked to me the other day about the Persian floor. Do you know this? Have you ever heard this term?
No, I love the word Persian. I like that word.
So apparently, in a Persian rug, there will always be like a misplaced thread,
Oh, nice.
or yeah. So the idea being is that nothing can be perfect. The only thing that can be perfect is God. So in a Persian rug, which is an incredible work of
Yeah.
Someone, creating this beautiful item,
Yeah.
for want of a better word. um, there'll always be a flaw in it, because you can't have perfection. The only thing that can be perfect is
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. It's
and
true.
and it is that idea that, whether you call it relapse, a mistake, a going backwards, whatever, it's like that is learning. It's the trick is to go, right, what has that taught me?
Yeah.
What can I then do differently, or how can
Mm.
I change that?
Mhm.
The problem comes is when the flaw, or when the imperfections
Yeah.
happen on a daily basis, and you go, right, well, that's it. If I can't be perfect, then I might as well give up.
Yeah.
And the bottom line is we're never going to be perfect. There's always going to be bad days, and there's always going to be good days. It's working out how you respond to the bad days. and
Exactly that.
and at this moment, as I said, I've got 3 bad days out of 29.
Mm.
you know
That's okay. That's
and that
good.
is that
That's
is
good
okay.
average. That's good average.
Yeah. Like, if the 80-20 rule, whatever you want to call it. It's like, okay, so what can I do differently tomorrow, or what can I do differently today compared to what I did yesterday?
You
And
reset your day straight away. If you
yeah,
feel like you're having a bad day, just reset it straight away. Don't wait for tomorrow.
but at this moment in time, there is that I definitely have that mindset, is when I open the bag of nuts and I have one, I will have the whole bag of nuts.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's it. I'm writing today off.
Yeah. Well, it's
And
okay.
that discipline, it's about going, okay, I can have I can I can be imperfect.
Yeah.
It's
And
what I do with that
it,
imperfection.
yeah, and it's not going into oblivion with things. So it's like it's okay to open a bag of nuts, start eating nuts, and then catch yourself whilst eating nuts and go, do you know what? Ah, this doesn't feel great. And it's what you do at that point.
Mm,
Do I just go, fuck it? Because that's the best way to describe it is everyone can relate to that. I'm pretty sure is fuck it, and you write it off. Fuck it. I'm just going to carry on. You can apply that to everything, you know.
yeah.
Oh, you're talking to your wife or your partner. I'm just going to go down the boozer with my mates, have a couple, yeah, and I'll be home, right? And then you're in the pub and it's like, fuck it. And then before you know it, you're rocking in at like 5 in the morning, sniffed out your mind. It's that.
Hmm.
Is that you at home? Right? Or the nuts, it's catching it and recognizing, going, do you know what? I've got a choice here. Which way do I go with it? Do I
Hmm.
continue to allow myself, abandon myself, self-abandonment, and just have no control and go into oblivion with it? Or do I catch it and go, do you know what? I can stop right now and do it and make that decision and put the bag down or put the pint down, put whoever down, put whatever down. Stop it. Stop it. Right? Now, addiction doesn't really sometimes grant you such luxuries. That's when you know you're in addiction, full blown addiction, when you can't put it down.
Hmm.
And that's something to really fucking look at and take seriously if you're one of them people. Because your life will be riddled with consequences because of that.
Yep.
And if you haven't already got the fucking evidence stacked up against you saying you've got that, that's your thing, then I'll be amazed. Anyway, but that thing you said, and I loved what you said, and it's so great and it's so accurate what you're saying. And it reminded me of there was this story I came across of this monk who lived in a monastery,
Hmm.
and they needed to build a wall. So he sort of volunteered to do it, and it took him quite a long time to do it because he had no previous skills, but he learned how to do it, and he built a wall,
Hmm.
right? And after it had been built, everyone was congratulating, going, "Wow, you've really done well. You've built this wall. It's amazing." And he was like, "Yeah, but there's this brick, right?" And he could see there was this wonky brick. just really out of the whole wall, there was one brick that was quite wonky.
Mhm.
And he was bugging him, and he was fixating on it. He built this whole wall and one wonky brick. And everyone that came to the monastery, they were like, "Oh, this new wall!" And he was like, "Yeah, I built it, but there's this one brick." He kept focusing on the one brick, and then one person, quite rightly, brought to his attention, said, "Yeah, but why are you focusing on the one wonky brick? You've got this huge wall you've built that looks amazing." And you're the only one that's really fixating on that wonky brick. No one else is. We see the big wall, this beautiful big wall. And that pretty much describes what you're describing. It's
Mhm.
like, why do we fixate on the wonky brick, the
Mhm.
one wonky brick, when everyone else sees the marvelous wall that we've built? So, that is what we're working with and working against is that attitude, that warped, delusional, neurotic mindset that's telling us to fixate on the one wonky thing that we've got out of all the beautiful, great things. So you got 3 red dots on 29 green dots.
Mhm.
I think you're all
Yeah, yeah. 3 wonky days.
right. you know? Anyway, we have that's an episode right there. So should we get into it? Should we do let's get into it. This is the TVI. Anyone that's listened to us before knows that we go where we go. There's no real rhyme or reason. And we record and we do what we do and we're done when we're done. If you like it, great. If you're bored, it's okay. Go and do something else with your life.
Mhm.
And anyone that's sticking with us and enjoying what we're talking about, great. You're with us. And bottom line, we're doing this for me and Ben anyway. This is for, and if anyone else likes it, great. It's a bonus. Many takeaways for us all. I always get a takeaway from it. Anyway, what are we on? What are we doing? Where are we at?
Right, I have the number 48. I believe this is the 48th episode that we have recorded, and it is the letter V, and it's my turn to pick.
V for Virgin.
V for Virgin. So, in terms of the V's that we have vain, vulgar, vicious, violent, vicarious, which is what we did last time, so that's red, vengeful,
Mm,
virtue, violate, vindictive, vulnerable, victimize, and vanity.
Vanity's vain, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's some nice ones in there.
Yeah.
What are you going to go with, Mr. Rice?
Mm. I am going to go with vulnerable.
Vulnerable.
Yeah.
Why?
Uh,
Do you feel vulnerable right now?
yeah. I think our conversation so far has been around vulnerability
I'd say.
and um yeah, not having the courage of conviction of going, yeah, of not looking at the whole wall, of just looking at the one brick. And I believe at this moment in time there's a vulnerability, a fragility to my uh my being, my state of mind, in that it's I don't feel as strong. There are times where there's times where I feel very strong and very I'm in control and I can do exactly what I want to do. And there's times like now where I feel actually I'm a little bit wonky. I am the I am the I'm not quite right, and I can't. I think that's what I was. That's what I started talking about when you asked me how I am. At this moment in time, I can't tell you exactly what it is that's throwing me off, but something is not quite right, and I can't get to the bottom of what it is. And because of that, I am feeling quite vulnerable,
Mm.
and I am more easily swayed by the gremlins. The thoughts in my head that saying, yeah, you can just do this for today, or
Yeah.
yeah, it's okay, it'll be all right because you can sort it out tomorrow, is is winning more than the no, this is what you're doing.
Okay, I'm going to be bold.
Go on.
And it's something that comes up for me a lot when I have to think about my own process of what I've worked through and what I continue to do. And when I collaborate with other people, because I believe we've all got this in our process, and it's just where we're at in the process. It's not competition, and no one's better than anyone else. We're all in equal share vulnerable in our own way, whether we believe to admit it or we want to say that out loud, or, you know, there's vulnerability for everyone in life, like there is in nature. Animals, they're vulnerable, right? And we're all just trying to survive. And part of that survival is when we recognize this vulnerability, or maybe we don't recognize vulnerability, but it's there, that we do certain things to protect it. Because that's the very nature of what we do as humans. That's what animals do. Survival.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the good news, is we've got this inbuilt primal survival ability, like, that will kick in when we need it. It gets you through life, keeps us alive like it does in the animal kingdom, right? So that's the good news. We've got it. It's part of being human. But the flip side of that is when you're trying to go through a process of growth, transformation, healing, that's very, by its very design, you know, it's kind of like a default setting. It'll kick in and override certain elements that we're trying to, like, you know, it's almost like we're trying to take the armor off to sort of do some self-examination and a process of healing, you know. But then something might happen. It could be a very nuanced sort of trigger, a life happening, you know, or a situation that just on a very subtle way we'll put the armor back on, and we won't know we've put the armor back on because it's default, and it's part of. I mean, how, you know, how many years have you been using it? You know, so when I was going through a process of really working on the core stuff, which is where you're at, in my opinion, you know, um, and I'm talking about inner child shit, because that's where the vulnerability really stems from. Let's get it real. You've got everyone's got the the uniformed vulnerability of just we are humans and we've got these organs that we have to protect, and, you know, our lives, you know, we want to stay alive. That's for everyone. But then there's that deeper level of vulnerability, which is the inner child stuff, if that makes sense. And that's the one that normally gets triggered. It's like rational and irrational. So
Mm-hmm.
rational, you know, a rational trigger response that's going to create that armor, the shield, the survival to kick in is going to be like there's some danger, which is rational. Like I don't know, like
There's a tiger gonna come and eat you.
yeah, that yeah, right, all of that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or it's like there's a bus where the driver's fallen asleep at the wheel and it's hurtling towards me. I don't know. Or, I'm on a plane and the freaking pilot's freaking decided to check out and there's no one flying the
and
plane.
there's a box full of snakes, and all the snakes have escaped. And
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And there's snakes on the plane scenario, right?
yeah, yeah,
I hope no one's listening to this in an airport right now.
yeah.
So there's that. And then there's the rational stuff, which is just like my boss shouted at me. Or, you know, my girlfriend didn't say she adores me today, or there's a million things you can think of. I don't know, think of some. I don't want to think of them all, but you know what I mean. It's that. There's the irrational stuff that can create and cause a trigger response, which is tapping into, some like core beliefs and wounds that might not be accurate, and are warped,
Mm.
you know, and fragmented. Like there's rejection there, some abandonment stuff, there's, insecurities. So I'm gonna be bold and dare to say that maybe I think there's some of them. I don't think it's irrational. I think it's an irrational. There's something there that maybe if you was to look at the timeline, because this is what I've had to do, and I always do it to myself. Like, all right, where's the starting point? Where's the end point to me feeling really on top of everything? And where's the starting point to it all going wrong? And what happened? And what happened? Because around about that time, and as always, that little gremlin that goes, "You want my nuts? Come and get me." Oh, that starts to come in at the moments when you're in that real peak of vulnerability, and your
Mm.
irrational mind starts to override everything, any sensibility, and it comes to get you, and then there's a build up, and then you end up climaxing on your nuts, and you end up in abandonment and oblivion. You're like in this nut fucking party. Ah, you're just bathing in loads of fucking almonds and milk.
Jeez. Yeah.
And you're just having this naked nut frenzy. Dressed as a giant squirrel.
Yes. Right. Okay.
Oh, why I went like so fucking off piece for that, but I just felt like I needed to inject some fun into it.
Some huge element of surrealness into it.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not trying to make fun of your situation. I'm just trying to fucking break the ice a little bit and make it a little bit
No, it's
fun.
not. It's
So please forgive me for being.
yeah. No, there is a ridiculousness to it, which you've just beautifully illustrated. There is a ridiculousness to uh, situations we find ourselves in when we don't even recognize the level of vulnerability that we have and how we've got there. So,
Yeah.
what was coming up for me when you were talking just then, not before you went on to the full almond milk squirrel thing,
And you're in a bath of milk with you squirrels see.
when you're in that full squirrel costume
I can't.
madness,
I've got giggles now, man. I can't help it. Oh.
is I am not always conscious of how I've got there or how I'm thinking or even how I'm being perceived. I think that's quite quite a, that piece of work of how you actually think and how that thinking transfers into how you are. And I I guess when we talk about like sort of examining and doing the work and sitting in the silence and all of that, it's getting into that sort of subconscious bit, isn't it? It's giving yourself space and time to think about what's actually happening.
Yeah.
And uh and the reality is so often we're not quite sure. Like there's lots of stuff, there's lots of subliminal things that keep on, popping into our heads, that keep on creating a set of thoughts that we're not conscious of how they've got there.
Mm.
And like you said, like the inner child work, or we're talking about situations that we weren't conscious of back then that are now being triggered by things we're unconscious of now,
Hmm.
and they're triggering things that are unconscious inside us,
Yeah.
and we've got no perception of why or how that is happening.
Yeah.
And that is, and I do think that's kind of where we started. If you go back to episode 1 of the TVR, the whole reason that we started doing this and why it's all about feelings and thinking and understanding is we were like, I don't know. Well, for me, I was like, I don't know how I feel. I don't
Mm.
know what I'm thinking at this moment in time. I'm not sure what this emotion even is. And I think at times of vulnerability and at times of loss, there is a time where I just get to a point where I'm like, I don't know. And I
Uh,
don't know how I've got here. And I
That's
don't know where I'm going next.
yeah, and that's okay, and that's a really, really um, courageous thing you said about the courage. You mentioned courage earlier, didn't
Mm,
you? That's a really courageous thing to actually admit to yourself and to someone else,
yeah.
and to the fact that we're recording and you're admitting it to people that have found this episode. It's a really powerful um, act of truth. You're getting real. Like I haven't got the answers. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
little bit not sure at the moment. I've been blindsided. Fuck, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I know it so well myself. I'm not banging on about stuff I haven't done myself or wouldn't do myself. No way. I'm not. This is something that I know so well because I was living for many years in that delusion, the neurosis of it all, the blindness of it all. In the subconscious, in the shadows, was all of this was playing out, and I was bouncing around in my life from one situation to another, creating, you know, different scenarios but same outcomes. And they were all to my detriment and to other people's. And I was just like in this loop, playing the same record over and over, and it's just like, and I just was, it was so much frustration and anger and just all the shit stuff that came with that. It's just like tiring,
Mm,
tiring. Thank God I got out of it, and I managed to, I got out of it, and I've had to work for that. Excuse me. I've had to work for it. Put a lot of work in. A lot of work. A lot of work. And anyone listening, depending on where you're at in this journey we're talking about, yeah, there's a lot of work involved. But I always say it, there's a lot of work involved in staying in that fucking misery, and that tiresome, slog of a loop. that keeps, the revolving door of misery. It's tiring to do that. There's a lot of work involved to keep the upkeep of that. There really is. So I always say you just gotta make a decision, and you've done that. Did that decision quite some time ago. You've decided to change the record, the game changer, to change the game you're going to play, and now you're just facing, new different things to get to the next level. And this is a big part of it. Is when you start to achieve and you're on the path of self improvement or whatever you want to call it, and you're like, I feel really great and my life's becoming so much better. But you get too comfortable with it, and you'll get thrown a curveball to remind you you've got to do some work still.
Mm.
So this is why, and we always bang on about inventories. Whether you choose to do it with your clothes on or off, and anyone that's like, "What the fuck?" It's like you need to listen to a couple of episodes back because we talked about the concept of bringing strip inventory into the mix to make it a bit more fun. You need to listen to that episode to get the
Yeah,
gist.
yeah, that is quite a random.
But yeah, the key thing what I'm saying here is inventory. We need to do a checklist, a health list of where, what am I doing, what am I not doing, what do I need to do, what am I struggling with? Because we try and do it all in our heads and we don't tell anyone about it, and we're just trying to think our way better. We're trying to think our way out of it. But the problem we've got with that is you've got that little gremlin who's in your head as well, trying to fucking help you with it as well. And it's always going to tell you to go and sit in a fucking bath of milk with all your nuts and just chomp away on your cashews until you're freaking, they're coming out of your nostrils. So we've got to check our thinking. We've got to check our behavior. We've got to check our conduct. How are we doing that, people? Are we just regulating all of that stuff on our own and we're in this delusion that it's all groovy? Because the thing with a relapse in behavior is it'll happen way before it's happening.
Well, sorry, what do you mean by that?
Well, if you look on your timeline of when you actually had your first act of indulgement, if you want to call it that,
Mm-hmm.
relapse in your strong mindset that you was gonna be on this path, and then you just had this lapse in concentration. Before it happened, you would have started a narrative to lead you to the point where it actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty certain that there's something there that would have happened that would have triggered that narrative to start in the first place. It's not just boredom or restlessness, as you put it.
Mm.
I reckon there's something that's happened that's sort of just allowed that door to open for that little gremlin to come in and go, right, you want to play, don't you? I know you do. I can read your mind. You're not feeling great at the moment, and I'm gonna flirt with you, and I'm gonna help you. Together, we're gonna be all right. Come on, Mr. Rice. Come on, you know it makes sense. Just fuck it. Come with me. Come and play. And you're like, oh, go on then. There might have been some resistance to begin with. And I'm only talking about stuff, I'm illuminating what I've been through a million times, and it can still happen if I allow myself to let it happen. It can still flirt with me, that shit.
Well, also a lot of what you're speaking to there, for me, it makes me think of it makes me feel like uh, if if you are speaking to that voice or you're listening to that voice, it's it's almost because there's no other voices there. So it, you know, there is a, I have a tendency to feel like I'm on my own, and I know we are. I don't know if that sounds
Mm-hmm.
crazy, but this, you know, I often feel like that in my life, is that I am on my own, I am alone, and there is a loneliness to that. And the moment that loneliness can take hold, means that any voices that will try and make that experience better for me are more uh more tantalizing and more
Yeah,
appealing
yeah,
than they would be if I'm like, oh no, I'm okay, I've got this, I've got, it's why I'm feeling like I haven't got a community at the moment. I guess that's where that's where I'm sitting, is I don't feel like I have a lot of connection. And I think that is part and parcel of where I am, is I'm not getting the connections that I want.
there you
And
go.
so if I'm not doing that, then I'm feeling quite isolated.
There you go. Isolated. Me on my own. Until I learn to be okay on my own, which I am, and I'm able to self-regulate because I've got my higher self, if you want to call it that, this my inner God. you know, well, however you want to put it, I've got the ego mind, the gremlin, the monkey mind, the little addict that's pecking away. It's going, come on, you want to eat my nuts, all of that stuff. And then you've got this part of you, it's just that self-abandonment part that just goes, fuck it, and that's, if you've been in that sort of tangent all your life, it's really hard to break that codependency because it's codependency. There's part
Mm.
of your brain that's like, come on, you want to fucking, don't be, don't be a square, don't be boring, fuck it, come on, you want it. And in the other part of the brain's just like, yeah, fuck it. That's the part that just is abandoning your authenticity, right? So that's, if that's been commonplace for most part of your life, we've got to break it. We've got to break that cycle. Got to break the trend. So you're right. We need to introduce new characters, and a new. We need a presence. There needs to be someone who's the gatekeeper to
Yeah.
to to police that shit. And this is why prayer and meditation and positive affirmations, all the stuff that you come across in, whether it's on the internet or you read about it or you hear about it, it's all it's all relative.
But they're all very solitary activities. They're still things that you do on your own.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, it don't have to be.
okay.
Like, as in, like, we need, like, isolation doesn't have to be bad, if you know how to be all right in isolation, right? And you've got to have a bit of self mastery to be able to do that, in my opinion. That's why you see a lot of the spiritual people, and there's loads of examples of that. You go off and go and do forest. They can go for months in the forest and just
Uh-huh.
be on their own and just meditate. And it's a lot of self mastery to that. Otherwise, you go insane. You come back mad,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Look at the Unabomber. Look what happened with him. He went into solitary, and he only had him and his ego mind and a lot of stuff going in his head, and ended up bombing people. So that's where that stuff goes. If you don't have the right accountability and you're not tapping into, if you tap into the right resources on your own, you'll be all right. So it's tapping into that higher consciousness. You can do it on your own, you can.
Yeah.
But you got to learn how to do it. And your training takes place with the other, whether that's a one-to-one sensei, a master, a teacher, or a community, a group, support group. You know, I did meditation groups I will say years. I used to go every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. It's great. You used to sit in a circle of about 15 people,
Hmm.
learn about meditation and practice it. And you can have lovely conversations about, oh, what came up for you? And that's what I used to do. This came up for me. We used to have a sharing, check in, check out, meditation, guided meditation. We'd study it, we'd practice it, we'd learn about it. This is how I know about what I'm talking about. So, where are we getting that information from? And more importantly, where are we getting that experience from? This is all the
Yeah.
stuff that will help you and help us. It's helped me be the gatekeeper, so you ain't enslaved to this sort of revolving door of once, I feel like I'm moving forward in my life, but then this gremlin comes in and I've got no mental defense to it.
I think that speaks to me about the also where you choose to get your information from and what you choose, what information you choose to listen to and to read and to talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking before we started today about some videos or some information that you'd sort of given yourself, you'd given the 10 minutes of your attention to.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. certain people in this world who like
yeah.
to share their opinions, and I think that's really interesting in that we have this choice because it's the choice of what we choose to not listen to and not watch and not get involved in,
Hmm.
and where we choose to take our information from, and where we get our wisdom from. So where
Hmm.
we, you know, what do we find nourishing? And I think that might be it at this moment in time, is that I'm not getting the nourishment I need from the places that I need to seek new places to find my wisdom.
Hmm.
And yeah, I need to change the environment. It's not good enough to be sitting on the sofa just looking at social media. It's not enough to just go to a workplace that I'm very familiar with, but there's a certain dynamic there. There's a certain level of intensity and drama that will always be there
Yeah.
and isn't going to change because the people that exist there are are on their part of their journey, on their level, wherever.
Yeah.
And that's not being negative about them, but they're where they're at this moment in time. And I think that goes for a lot of people in my life at this moment in time. Is there's a lot of people that are on their journeys and are at a certain place.
Yeah.
And I think I'm just in a situation at the moment where the place where I'm at isn't isn't interconnecting with people that are on a similar part of the journey to me. Does that
Exactly.
does that make
It
sense?
100%. So look, when we've recorded, I've got about an hour or so, and then I'm going to do a 3 hour session with
Mm-hmm.
in a group, going to a breathworks group. I do them every now and again. They're usually on a Sunday afternoon,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll be sitting in a circle for 3 hours with fellow pilgrims of self-development or whatever you want to call it. We're all there for the same reason. We want to connect to a group, and there's an element of community to it. It's safe. It feels there's vulnerability there,
Yeah.
and we're all getting honest about that vulnerability. Where are we at today? How do we feel? Now I feel pretty good, but I'm still, when I get into that group, there will be vulnerability.
Yeah.
because I know what we're about to do. We're about to, you know, work on some inner everything I'm talking about. I'm not just talking about stuff without actually practicing it. I still do what I talk about, and I'm just sharing that, after this, I'm gonna go and do what I'm suggesting other people should explore. Find your own version of it. Just because what I'm doing, it does work for me. It's why I do it. I recognize that I need to be in that circle. I don't have to do it like fanatically, and I have done that, and that was part of my journey. I used to do it like religiously, but I recognize that I need to, stay plugged in. So I can power up and continue to, look after what I set out to do. And like what I was saying to you earlier, right at the beginning on the check-in, like stay focused on the path. Don't deviate off it. And just because you've had a bit of a lapse and turned into a squirrel, doesn't mean you got to change. Doesn't mean you got to change your lane and try something else because that's not working what you set out on. It's like, no, 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 no. Don't change lane. Just stick with it. Because it's all about consistency. Repetition, repetition, repetition. It's repetition, repetition, repetition. That's it. It's find something that you recognize works for you. And if it works for you and you're doing it and it works, don't change it. Repetition, repetition, repetition. And then it becomes more embodied in you. And this is why meditation, I'm always banging on about it. Repetition, repetition, repetition. If you find it hard, don't give up. Repetition, repetition, repetition. If you feel like you've had a bit of success with it, great. Don't give up. Repetition, repetition, repetition. That's how it is. But through doing these practices, you know, you are going to become more anchored in your path. And these little lapses, the voices just fade away. They get less and less to the point where they're not there. And every now and again, life will be a challenge. There'll be something that'll be quite hard and challenging, and we'll get really quite vulnerable. And it might just tap you on the shoulder and go, "Do you remember me? We used to play together."
Hmm.
And you've changed, you have. That's how it is. If you think about it, that's kind of what it is. It's like, you've changed. You're no fun. You don't play with me anymore. It's like, yeah,
Hmm.
man, I've outgrown you, bro. It's like, I love you. We shared something. It wasn't all bad. We had some good times, but I've moved on. Yeah, that's how it is. That's the way I see it. You've changed. Damn right I have. I've outgrown it. I've outgrown that old behaviour. I don't need to be like that anymore. I've grown
Yeah.
up. Yeah, that's how it is for me. That's the journey. That's how you outgrow and you outstrip it and you say goodbye to those old gremlins. That's been my experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to find your version of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you outgrow those? And it's like you've got to find something that you feel works for you, that you really, yeah, this you recognize this works for me. For some people, it's doing, engaging in like a 12-step recovery program, or becoming really dedicated to yoga. Or some people, it's like religion, they might be a dedicated Christian or whatever other religion. For some people, it might be health and fitness and sport. For some people, it might be the religion of surfing or extreme sports, mountaineering or skydiving. There's so many things we can do to bolt onto, to practice repetition, repetition, repetition. Don't give up. If you're getting something from it, don't give up. you know, that's what I think anyway.
Mm. Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you. It's um, it's easier said than done. Obviously, there's nothing easy about anything that uh, I think anything that moves you forward, that sort of makes you grow, I don't think it's necessarily ever going to be simple. I don't think it's going to. If it feels uncomfortable, in my experience, if it feels uncomfortable to me, it's probably making me step out of my comfort zone, and it's making me grow a little bit, and it's normally the right thing to do.
Absolutely.
So yeah, if I'm resisting it, if my if the gremlins are winning and saying don't do this, no, you don't want you. Why would you want to do that? That's not going to help you. It's normally right. Yeah, it
Yeah.
probably is going to do something if I move towards that and I choose that path.
Yeah, because that gremlin, I was saying the dynamic of that codependent dynamic of like, once you start to move on, it recognizes that gremlin, that little addict gremlin that wants to freaking you attached to it, and it wants you to be completely dependent on it, right? It
Yeah,
wants you to be at the mercy of it, right? Its every command, right? Because that's how it is.
yeah,
And the minute you start to it's like any friendship, any codependent friendship or relationship. When you start to try and move away from it, it can feel it, right?
yeah.
And it starts to get really uh um it gets triggered by it. It's a trigger response. So the actual gremlin, the ego mind, the addict part of us actually has a trigger response where when we try and move away from it, it'll try and pull us back.
Hmm.
And it's like it's that whole thing what I was saying. What's the matter? Well, why don't you want to play anymore? And you've got to be really strong in your convictions to sort of say to it, I don't want to do this anymore, man. It will just pull you back in otherwise. So you've really got to understand that's the psychology of how the mind works, that neurosis. And it really is that potent.
I think, yeah, I mean, it goes back to that idea of, the safety in the herd.
It
It's
is.
like it's much easier to sit in the middle of the herd, chomping away at the grass, than it is to be on the edge of it, feeling a little bit vulnerable, going, there's a tiger gonna
Yeah,
try and eat me at any moment. And
absolutely.
it's much easier to do what everyone else is doing than it is to go, actually, this isn't really serving me. This isn't really uh getting me what I want.
Mm, yeah, and it feeds on vulnerability,
Yeah,
just like the lion feeds on the vulnerability of the herd.
yeah.
It's a really good analogy, actually. And so we have to. That's how we got to see it. You know, the gremlin, the ego mind that wants you to do all the fucking shit that anyone listening, what we're talking about. You really do. I'm pretty sure of that. If you've joined the dots, that it's not your thinking that keeps tripping you up. That's not your authenticity. That's not your true nature, right? You got to separate the good part of you to the shadow side, the part of you, your ego mind, this gremlin, this little monkey mind that wants you on the floor eating shit. It
Mm,
wants you depressed. It wants you addicted. It wants you unconscious. It wants to feed on you, right? Just like the lion feeding on the vulnerable um, wildebeest, whatever it is. What did you call them? Don't think you did.
I don't know
Just a
if I
herd.
actually just, yeah, the herd.
Just a herd. And we need to safeguard our vulnerability. You need to recognize that what's going on. I'm feeling vulnerable right now, and to own that. And we need accountability for that, and to get real and go, look, I'm really vulnerable right now, and I have
Mm,
no means of defense. I'm exposed. Where am I going to find my herd? How can I safeguard myself? Am I trying to do it all on my own?
yeah.
Well, look what's happening. If you're trying to do it on your own and you keep having the same response and you're not able to do it, it's okay. It's like join the club, right? There's no shame in that, right? It's
And
like,
yeah, I do think there's lots of that at the moment. I think that's lots of what is happening in the world. Is there's lots of people feeling alone, feeling on the edge of the herd, and not knowing where to find how to get to the center.
mm,
And so then it leaves you feeling very vulnerable. And it's like, where, how do I get healthy in
yeah,
this? And unfortunately, what happens is that the lions, the toxicity of of what's out there at this moment in time will pull you in.
yeah, because it's not just your mind. I mean, God, we're talking about, we've focused all of this around our thinking, right? But then you're now going outside of that. Yeah, you're like it's not just that we're vulnerable to. There's
Mm.
other people and their agendas
And they're thinking,
and
yeah.
their thinking and their motive. So if you don't want to be fed on by these vampires, whether it's the lions, however you want to see this now, if you don't want to be freaking lunch, what are you doing about it? And it's like you don't have to just be out there on your own trying to fend off these these um these whatevers, whoever they are, whatever it is. You haven't got to do it on your own. That's what I realized eventually, and I had been doing it on my own. I tried to be doing it all on my own. I was too proud and too proud to to just ask for help. And do you know what? Every community, wherever you are, there's going to be a local community of people, of like-minded people. There's going to be gatherings, right? Whether it's like you're a surfer, don't surf on your own. Go and surf with others. You know, maybe they're your pack, maybe they're not. They might be a bunch of wankers. So be discerning. But we're talking about wellness here and sanity. So let's just stick with. It's not guaranteed that you're going to find them people in all walks of life. But one thing is for sure, if you really want to find your people and you really want to get well, it doesn't make sense to look for people that are actually doing it.
Yeah,
And there's
yeah.
some evidence that they're actually walking the path. That's why I always bang on about meditation. I always bang on about more of a spiritual path. But that's why I thought, right, well, when I was banging into fucking drugs, I always used to want to find a Tony Montana of drugs, who's got the best drugs, you know? So when I decided to give all that up,
You've got amazing walnuts.
yeah, when I decided to give all that up and decided to get well and get real and get help, and decided to take accountability and not abandon myself anymore. And I wanted to seek oblivion in all things wellness. It's a no-brainer. Right, who's the Tony Montana of wellness? And I'm not talking about all these characters on the fucking internet. I went to, I went to the source. And there's a lot of sources where there's purity, the message is pure, it's very honest, and there's a lot of evidence that the people that are teaching are genuine. And you guys at home, do your own research, find your own Tony Montanas of wellness, whatever that may look like to you. Be discerning.
There's lots of healthy squirrels out
Yeah.
there.
What do you reckon? Do you reckon we've got it?
I think we might have.
Yeah, it's good that you chose vulnerability and it sort of just was piggybacked the check-in, which was kind of like a big check-in.
Yeah.
So it's almost like just an act one and act two. Don't know if we've done the act three yet, but of the episode.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's interesting that we've had a gap of doing this, and just where I'm at mentally in terms of the time of the year, time of my job is very, education is very
Mm,
uh I'm just trying to think of the right word. It's kind of repetitive. There are peaks and troughs.
mhm.
End of term always feels like a dip
Yeah,
because there's a level of fatigue that sets in.
yeah,
So yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting, and it's recognizing that there is a vulnerability because I haven't got the same level of energy I may have in 2 weeks after a period of rest. So yeah, it's been an interesting conversation, and I've got some things to take away as ever.
beautiful. And as always, I'm just whatever I whitter on about just reinforces and reminds me of what I also need to continue to apply
Mm,
a day at a time, moment to moment, to the best of my ability.
yeah.
And I'm by no measure perfect. And I think the trick to it is just to catch yourself as soon as you can to pull you out of whatever the hell you feel where when we deviate, it's like just catch it as quick as you can and recognize it and pull yourself out of it. You've always got a choice.
Yeah.
Even if you feel you're heavily addicted to something, you have got a choice, but you've got to build your stamina to doing the right thing instead of just going fuck it and choosing oblivion.
Mm.
It's work to do. Yes. So are you gonna I don't know, what's your takeaway for the nuts scenario? Just for anyone listening, what do you feel?
My feeling at this moment in time is I need to go and make some healthy choices in terms of where I spend my time and energy. And I think I need to go and seek out uh, some fellow wisdom seekers who are on the same or on a similar path to me,
Yeah,
uh, and maybe at a similar point in that path,
yeah,
as opposed to at this moment in time. I feel like I've got lots of people that are sort of seem to have wandered off and they're on their own paths, which is fine. But I feel like I'm walking on my own again at the moment. So it's just finding that network again.
yeah. But that's also okay because when you do connect to the solution which you have and you are, and then you find yourself like a little bit out out there alone with it and you feel like, oh God, like I'm on my own with this.
Mm,
All that does is it illuminates, it gives us an opportunity to actually take stock of, okay, what works, what doesn't, what am I using, what am I not using, where am I at with that?
mm,
And as long as you get to, this is what you've done it on this episode. You've just had a kind of like a review of where you're at in your life. And it's okay because you've got a takeaway to go, "Oh, okay, this is where I'm at."
yeah.
So you know what course to take to continue what you've already started. It's if you didn't do that and you didn't recognize it, that you then blindly just go back into and you revert back into old behavior. And then you just become totally unaccountable to yourself or anyone else. And you just continue to escalate and spiral downwardly into get deeply more enmeshed, entrenched in old ways. And before you know it, you're like, oh fuck, I'm back here again. And anyone at home listening, yeah, that might be you.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we just need to get real always. It's just about getting real. The best way to do that is to vocalize it, speak to one other person about it, bounce it. Because when you try and do that self-reflection, I mean, I've, I still need to talk to people, but I can do to a certain level self-reflection, stillness, take time out just to go where I'm at, and I can
mm,
quickly realign if I need to, whatever. But that's a lot of practice to get to that point.
yeah, yeah. So I think self-talk can only get you so far.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, because there's the narratives. There's a committee meeting in my mind. There's lots of different biased um, points of view that they're not always they've not all got your best interest at heart.
yeah.
And if you haven't worked that one out yet, there's work to do. Right. Okay.
All right,
We're done.
we are. Thank you so much as ever. It's
No
been
worries.
enlightening, and I'll see you very soon.
You will have a fabulous rest of your day, Mr. Rice.
And you, Mr. Noble, you take care.
See you later, man. Bye.